You ever wonder how a really great idea actually becomes a real-world tool? Something that actually changes the way we work? Well, today we're diving right into that journey, the path from a super complex concept to a simple, powerful piece of software. It's a question that stumps so many people, right? You've got this vision, you see a problem that needs solving, but actually bridging that gap between the idea in your head and the actual code on a screen, man, that can feel totally impossible. And that's where the focus of our explainer today comes in. For one software company, the answer is, well, it's right in their code, and maybe a little bit of magic. We're talking about a company called CodeMagic. Okay, so before we even get into the nitty-gritty of what they do, check this out. A 4.9 out of 5 on Google. Come on. That's a huge signal of trust and happy customers right out of the gate. So they're based in Mumbai, but their reach is way bigger than just local. They're solving all kinds of business challenges across India and even in the UAE. All right, let's jump in and look at a few real-world examples of how they take these massive, complicated problems and turn them into something, well, elegant. First up, we're diving into a super complex world, health tech. This is where CodeMagic built a solution they call the modern clinic. Just think about it for a second. A medical clinic is just a whirlwind of constant activity, right? You've got patients coming and going, doctors, nurses, appointments flying around, billing, insurance claims, all those records. It's a massive operational headache. So how do you possibly bring some order to all that chaos? Well, their answer is a single integrated app that basically becomes the nerve center for the whole clinic. And we're not just talking about a simple booking tool here. No way. This thing handles the whole shebang, from what's happening at the nurse's station to a doctor's treatment histories, all the way to handling the costs and billing and even insurance processing. The result? You get fewer mistakes, way less paperwork, and a lot more time for the stuff that actually matters, taking care of patients. And this quote really nails the end goal, doesn't it? The technology itself isn't the point. It's what it does. For the clinic, it's all about seamless operations. But for the patient, it means exceptional care. That's the real value. All right, let's switch gears completely. Now we're going to see how they took that same problem-solving mindset and applied it to a totally different industry, fire safety, an area where, compliance and managing risk are absolutely everything. So here's another problem pretty much every business faces. Fire safety is obviously non-negotiable, but the actual auditing process, it can be a total nightmare of paper checklists, massive binders, and trying to track everything by hand. It's so slow, and it's so easy for critical details to get missed. So the solution is to just go digital. Their platform lets you spot risks in real time and generates reports instantly. So instead of digging through filing cabinets, you've got automated checklists and all your documents are digital. It just makes a super important process way easier and honestly a lot more reliable. And again, this isn't just about ticking off boxes on a form. It's about getting that genuine peace of mind. That feeling you get when you know for sure that your safety protocols are solid and your compliance is totally transparent and up to date. Okay, so we've covered healthcare and safety. Now let's pivot to something really cutting edge. We're talking about artificial intelligence. This is a question pretty much every single modern business is asking itself right now. What if you could automate all those routine questions and tasks 24/7? How do you free up your team from the boring, repetitive stuff so they can focus on what's important? And how can you give your customers instant help even when the office is closed? CodeMagic's answer? Smart virtual assistants. And listen, these are not your simple, dumb chatbots. They use something called natural language processing, which basically just means they can understand a conversation like a real person would. They give context-aware responses, so they actually remember what you were talking about a minute ago. This lets them learn, plug right into your existing workflows, and handle everything from answering customer questions to doing internal data entry. And this quote just captures that dual impact perfectly. It's a total win-win. It's a win for the customer because they get a solution fast, and it's a huge win for the staff because their workload gets lighter. That, right there, is the sign of automation that actually works. So, okay, we've seen what they built, right? Solutions for healthcare, for safety, for AI. But the big question is, how do they do it? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that's driving all this innovation. And here it is. This is basically their blueprint. Their expertise isn't just in one little box. They specialize in custom software, of course, but also AI and machine learning, and even the Internet of Things specifically for healthcare. It's this really diverse skill set that lets them tackle such a huge range of problems. It connects the dots between something like that clinic app and that smart AI assistant. And this is their whole approach, broken down into 3 simple steps. It's pretty straightforward, really. Step 1, it all starts with the client. They collaborate super closely to figure out exactly what the business needs. Step 2, that's the technical excellence, where their expert team uses all the latest and greatest tools. And finally, step 3, they deliver solutions that create real, measurable value. It's just a clear, solid process. Now look, any company can say they have technical excellence, right? But the real proof is in who trusts you enough to work with you. And it turns out their expertise is trusted at the very highest levels. We're talking about a partnership with the legendary IIT Bombay. I mean, they are building advanced data dashboards for AI and machine learning projects at one of the top engineering institutes on the planet. That is a huge, huge statement about their credibility. All right, so let's wrap this all up. What's the big takeaway from all this? For someone thinking about working with them, it means they're not just another vendor you hire. They really position themselves as your partner in innovation. And their vision statement really drives that home. You see those keywords? Trusted partner, maximize potential, stay ahead. All of that points to one big promise. They want to help businesses not just get by, but actually thrive in this crazy, fast-changing world we live in. And that leaves us with one last big question for you to think about. After seeing how all these complex problems in healthcare, safety, and customer service can be solved with the right technology, what part of your world, your business, your daily operations, is just sitting there waiting for its own digital transformation?